Hello and welcome to episode 66 of the Ski Instructor Podcast. My name's Dave Burrows and I'm the director and owner of Snowpro Ski School based here in Val d'Illier in Switzerland. Hope you're all well and that you are enjoying or have enjoyed an excellent summer wherever you may be. The weather's turned a little bit here. It's been hot, not for very long, but it's been hot, and now there's like a cold nip to the air this week, and it certainly feels like, although maybe I'm just wishing it that way, it certainly feels a little bit like there's a turn towards autumnal weather. So we'll see how that goes, but it's only really mid-August, so that might be a little bit early for some people. Certainly not, well, I don't know, me, not sure, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'm kind of coming towards the end of a July and August period where no one wants to talk to me about skiing, and starting now to get into getting myself ready for September, which is when we start to speak to all of our clients and get all of the stuff ready for the ski season to come. So you join me at my desk, surrounded by bits of paper, trying to make sense of what it is that I'm trying to do. That said, it's not that chaotic because I'm actually ahead of schedule. I've got lots of stuff done in the sort of end of ski season to June period, and so yeah, there's a lot of good things ready to go. It's just these final things that I've got to put in place and learn how to use a couple of new systems that we're going to be putting in place for this winter. So that's all good. As I understand it, the Southern Hemisphere is having a great season. I've seen some amazing footage coming out of South America. Also looks like they're having a great season in New Zealand as well from some of the pictures that I've seen. So if you're still in the middle or the thick of all that, then good on you, and I hope that you're having a great season. This week for episode 66, I have Ali, Gibb and Rachel Kerr, and they're here to talk about something that they're doing, which is called Women's Mountain Club. That is a female-specific club that runs in Chamonix and Morzine, various other places, and focuses on mainly skiing, but I think year-round stuff. Mountain-based stuff, so climbing, walking, hiking, skiing, mountain biking, all that kind of stuff. And this was a really, really good chance. I've known Ali for a long time, and it was a really good chance to sort of get involved, ask some of the questions about why they do it, why female-specific stuff works, and just have a sort of good, honest, open, and frank conversation about male-female differences and why certain things work the way that they did, and it's a very, this one was done in person, so it's got a great atmosphere. This episode, I very, very much looked forward, very much enjoyed making this, and it was lovely to meet Rachel for the first time. I heard a lot about her, and yeah, it was just a really, really all-round good interview, which I think you're really going to like. So I've already got, in terms of upcoming episodes, there's 4 or 5 already in the bag, which I need to get on with editing at some point. I'm just trying to get this episode out so that I'm able to focus on my work here, and then mid-September will be the next one that comes out. So hope you're all well. Very much, if you're skiing, enjoy the rest of the ski season to go wherever you may be, and for the rest of you, enjoy this episode. And it's not long till winter, less than maybe 3 months in certain places, so that's amazing. We start off speaking to Ali and Rach, just setting the scene and getting the interview started. Enjoy the episode, and I'll see you soon. The vibe I'm looking for, this coffee friendly. It's nothing formal.
Yeah.
Okay. We don't really do formal very well.
Yeah, and you don't have to don't clam up because there's
well, that's why Ali was like, "You're coming over."
Yeah. That sounds like really much better if we did it.
I was like, "You're good on your own." No.
Right.
Yeah, I think it's better as two of us.
It's better like this. It is better like this. You can explain it all better. And you're both doing interesting things in your own right as well, right? Other than...
Together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's hear it, you know?
I feel that often Women's Mountain Club is the sum of all the parts that it is, because it's not just us as well, it's Faye, who's another instructor who was in Sham.
Yeah. No, don't know.
She was Aosta, and then when she finished Basie, she came
She's
to Sham.
done interski for years.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
She came to Sham. And that's how originally Women's Mountain Club set up. He ended up working with her, and then me and Ali were always doing
We were
stuff.
doing bits, but we never got organised very well, and she got us organised much better.
I don't know anyone in Chamonix apart from Derek Tate. He's like the only guy I know. Yeah.
Do you see him much?
But yeah, I do. I do actually. I've interviewed him twice, weirdly. And yes, please. And yeah, he's a lovely guy. I took an exam with him. I think he did my level 3 teach.
Yeah, he did my teach as well. Yeah.
It was a really fun week, like really nice and well done. You know, so yeah, I got a lot of time for Derek, but I don't know anyone over there, so I get a lot of inquiries. Weirdly, our SEO is pretty good, and we pick up inquiries from the Chamonix Valley. So people are like, "Oh, can we ski with you?" And I'm like, "Where are you?" And they're like, "Oh, we're in Argentina." So like, well, we're not there. How have you found us?
Yeah.
Like we're miles away.
Yeah.
But so I always send those to Derek, but I don't know anyone else to send them to.
Yeah.
Now I know you, right? So I can send them over.
We're quite good at that. All kind of. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's not
Like
many.
here, everyone just passes on work.
There's not many people there.
No, there's not. No, there's really not. Not British qualified.
Yeah.
I mean, Alison Colshaw.
No.
She's not there all the time, is
No,
she?
she's not anymore. Yeah, they've got
No.
off-piste performance. Her and her husband's a guide.
I don't know anything.
You did, if you did your mountain leader
Mountain
Right.
safety.
Yeah,
you've
she
done it
used to
with
do
her.
a lot of that.
Oh, okay. I had it with Dave.
Dave Cummings.
Yeah.
Well, he's
Yeah.
Sham.
Oh, is he? Oh, okay.
he's
Well, there's 2 people I know.
Yeah. No, he's good.
He was great. That was a really fun week, that one. I suppose I should introduce you both, because this is recording now. So I'm
right,
just
okay.
gonna just gonna go for it. I'm here with Ali Gibb, Rachel Kerr. We're here to talk about what you guys do, like as independent ski instructors, but also about Women's Mountain Club. Is that right?
Yeah,
Did I get the name right?
yeah.
I'm in yet another amazing house with another amazing view.
Not that we can see it today.
No, we can see it today. I can see fog. What does that normally look out on over that way?
Avoria that way.
Yeah.
That's the top of Morcherie.
Ah,
And we're at the
See the
back of
chairlift?
it. You
yeah.
can see the chairlift, but they've taken the chairs off it.
Okay. Oh yeah, of course.
Guess
And
if
the
you-
gap there is where there's a little pottery studio.
Yeah.
New one.
Oh, cool.
Got everything here.
And have you ridden your bike up the Col d'Ancre?
Oh yeah, many times. I was just thinking, I was there, top of Moncherie this winter, because I took some mates to do like the Moncherie challenge.
What's that?
It's like getting there and back in a day, which is
cool.
obviously fairly achievable if you ski to a reasonable level, but my mates are like
You can't
hackers,
fast.
you know, so
Yeah, you can't do any faffing either.
no, you can't do much faffing. There isn't much time for faffing. And no, we did that, but we've got a new plan because we've all skied quite a lot of the same area. So we've got a Port de Soleil piste mat and a yellow pen, and we're trying to ski all of the lifts in the Port de Soleil.
Quite tricky this year because most of them.
This year, well, we're not doing
half
one day.
Most of the pieces were shut over here.
Yeah, well, that's
Yeah,
true.
that's true.
It's a rough. We'll talk about that maybe. But it's a rough year in Leger, I think. But so this year, so we did a whole bunch of stuff that I didn't know even existed. So we went up from Superchatel, went over through Barbacine, up Tourgon, back down, and then I'd never been through the Gap to La Chapelle.
What?
Never ever skied La Chapelle in my life.
No way.
Yeah.
That's like,
I know, it's
amazing.
like basic stuff, right? But I had never been there. I was like, oh wow, I'm in a whole new area. And so you
It's the
get
best.
back, like you tick off all these lists, because it's just a way of getting my mates to explore the area. I've seen a lot of it, obviously.
It's the biggest blue motorway run.
Yeah,
That's actually probably the steepness of a red run
yeah.
and the best raspberry top.
I think we missed that. There was nothing open when
Ali, you know where all the good kids are.
Yeah.
We went in that hut that's in Torgon. I can't remember. It's like, it's not called the Grizzly
It's all
Hut.
changed
Like
now.
that's what there is, like a just a hut, mountain hut. We went inside and it does the most
the brewery?
amazing food. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was amazing.
Now they're open, not year round, but they're open through summer and
Okay.
spring as well normally.
All right.
Because I ride that now. Ride up through La Chapelle on a gravel bike, and then you ride down what is the red ski piste, which is a bit steep at the top. And then you can stop at that hut for
That assumes
Eight
that I would
hotel
walk
there.
there or ride a bicycle there.
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
obviously I would never do.
and then it's a track, then turns into the road, and it wheels its way down onto Quart, and then you can end up down all at the road.
Ah,
It's pretty cool. Or you can skirt around and back up to Super Chateau,
okay.
put the Coulee down to Moulin.
You know so much stuff.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
No. But it's also, I mean, I spent 8 years teaching in Torgon, so that
Yeah,
was like
so
my.
you know it, right? You know
That was the
path.
aim. You had to get people up the T-bar. You had to get your beginners up this horrible T-bar.
Yeah.
Pray they didn't fall off because it was too steep for them to ski back down.
I
And
looked
then
at
they
that
could get to the
area.
big.
Now
Then they
it's
get into that motorway, and they're like, "Oh, this is what skiing's about."
Yeah.
And then they could have chips and fruit tart at the cafe.
But yeah, I mean,
And then
that
you had
was-
to get them back down a red run, and that was always.
Oh.
that progression in
nightmare.
Torgon, like I looked at it when I was there.
Yeah.
You know, you look
It
at it
is
with ski
mental.
instructor's eye, like the start bit of that T-bar or button lift or whatever the hell it is. It's really steep,
Yeah.
and
it
that's
goes-
like their second lift. You know,
You go from like the baby lift
it's crazy.
to, and it goes quite steeply through the forest, and then there's a blue run that does like a loop around it. So if someone comes off on the steep bit, which they invariably do, they slide backwards, knock the next person off. They end up
Yeah.
in the mud on the side because there's probably not enough snow. And then by the time you've got them all out of the forest and back to the bottom, your lesson's done.
It didn't strike me as the easiest place to teach.
And sometimes, like, your client would have knocked a little kid off or something whose mum was ahead or whatever. I had that, and so I then had to deliver this little girl to the top to her mum who was waiting. Then come down, find my client, sort them out, and then that was it.
Oh my god.
Sounds like Chamonix beginner areas.
Well, these are
But
the.
it is where you learn how to adapt, huh?
Yeah.
I've been talking to Max a lot about this. Max looks after my team, and we say the same thing because we've got, I'd say, half of our team haven't done those. We only do, right, we only do like private lessons or whatever, and so half our team have never done these chaotic,
Group
like
lessons.
hard yards of Cours Collectif in the ESS, like on a terrible T-bar drag lift thing like that, you know, like the interski or whatever it might be, you know, and you're like, you want to say to these guys sometimes, you have no idea how lucky you are.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You've never done
Yeah.
this, like,
10 kids.
yeah, this war, you know, that you sort of scrumming through it in the middle of half term or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, but so we're trying to recruit a little bit more like that. We just got a really nice reference back from a guy called for a guy that we're taking on called Valentin, who's like been working in America, and he's like specialty or the reference. You know, the guy was saying like he's amazing with like kids 5, 6, 7 years old. Like that's what all he's been doing for the last 3 years, like Cours Collective.
Because that's what they do.
That age
People
group,
That's what you
never
need.
mind.
and you know you've got to be there at a line-up. Like I know that guy has done the hard yards, so when I just like send him a really nice, you know, easy lesson, private lesson, like you know he's just going to knock it out of the park because it's just going to be easy work compared to where he's come from. Right? And so yeah, I was pleased to hear that. Why don't you? Whoever wants to go first, tell me how you got to be an independent ski instructor in France.
Sorry, that's our new clock.
Oh, I like it.
wow.
I thought there was a
Is that a
bird in
cuckoo
the
clock?
house.
It's,
Oh, there is.
it's a blackbird clock, it turns out. We
Oh,
didn't know
that's
that.
Oh my god.
It comes out of the hole and everything.
Yeah.
And that'll go away.
This is great.
It goes
This is-
on quite a lot though.
This is the kind of background content that we want.
That was the end of winter treat.
It's so cool. It's quite contemporary, that.
That
Yeah.
week, does that wake you up?
No,
No.
because we haven't got any curtains still. We're in a new house. So
right.
it's light really early. So
So you're up at 4.
Yeah.
I'm getting good at burying my head in a pillow now.
So tell me how you got to be. You're both independent instructors in France. So you've been through quite a journey to get there. It's not an easy thing to do. What was that like for you both?
We actually went through the journey together.
Partially, wasn't it? Yeah. I think we met on Common Theory, didn't we? In
Scotland and Abbeymoor,
Which you don't have to do anymore.
I know.
Which I think
We actually quite enjoyed it,
that one. We managed to borrow some tennis rackets after school that one day, didn't we?
Yeah.
From Alan Baxter's mum, it turned out.
Of course.
And
But then we did spend a lot of months up in Teen on a glacier training in the autumn. We did,
and I think we
quite a lot
always
of
did that
seasons
together then from that, didn't we?
So I guess there wasn't that many of us girls at the time.
No.
Very little actually. Small handful of us. So I guess we stuck together and kind of lived in a shoebox apartment and spent a month on the glacier really. And
we finally figured out, actually, I think, that if we tried to make it as simple as possible and just looked after ourselves and made our own little group of girls for training, like we trained with everyone, but we had our apartment. I think that year, finally, when we both passed, was when we just made a little girls' crew and had an apartment and not dealt with, I don't know,
anyone else.
When I say distracting boys, I don't mean it like that. I mean,
I know what you mean. Like
it just made it all a bit simpler.
But when you say when we passed, you're talking about Eurotest, right?
Yeah.
I'm guessing.
Yeah. That was
we both passed that same year, didn't we?
Yeah, through a bit of
After.
injuries and
We'd prioritised. We'd just decided we'd be selfish about it, which meant us just sorting it out ourselves and not faffing around trying to include lots of guys and other people in apartment plans or whatever, so that we just...
Yeah, I think we knew that year we were going to get it. Well, it felt like that.
No,
Okay.
Definitely on training and stuff.
Yeah.
We were at the point that...
Because
just
we'd
needed
also
that
done
day.
the summer. We'd done 2 weeks in the summer.
Yeah, Dave Morris, podium.
In Did Out. And that was the first time we got a little apartment, the four of us, 4 girls. And we were like, oh my God, this makes such a difference. This is so nice. I can't really tell you quite why. It just was all a bit simpler. There was less distractions, not that we're distracted by boys, I don't mean that either, but just easier.
But yeah, so that was kind of, I guess we spent a lot of time kind of training finally together, and then that was when we got our final ticket. But I think it really all in all didn't take maybe 4 or 5 years.
I think it took me 8 years.
I mean, I was lucky. I did get sponsored through some of the stuff from Progression Ski School from Val d'Isère. So I was fortunate in that sense that they did really support me, you know, through the expensive exams and everything. So I was very fortunate for that. But you had a knee injury, didn't you? Which then extended your...
Which I think added 2 years.
2 years,
So I think it took me 8 years overall, and there was 2 years in the middle of knee faff.
Well, that was one of the things I was going to say, because I distinctly remember you having all sorts of issues with knees, right, and injuries to do with race training or wherever it might have come from.
Yeah,
I don't know if you had the same, but your journey was hard, right, physically.
Yeah, it was, actually. I mean, at the time you'd think it's not, because you're like you get back, and with hindsight it was hard. I think mentally hard too sometimes. It was really hard to, and I think I finally kind of accepted that I might never get over it fully, and might never get through Basie, and might not make it. And I started to think of, oh my God, okay, what else am I going to do then? I don't want to go back to the UK. I don't want to do a boring normal job.
Well, you put so much time
and I, for so
such
long,
a long journey, isn't it?
Sure is.
Not seen. Yeah, it'd been so, you have to be so focused on it, don't you? That the thought of doing anything else was, and I just hadn't thought about it or occurred to me.
Yeah.
And it did then, and I think, but then that mentally freed me up to actually pass it all and not feel so much baggage, I think.
Yeah, but you came back stronger, and
yeah. But same, because you had a horrible concussion, didn't you?
Yeah,
You missed a
I
year
crashed
with
and concussion and neck injury. But yeah, it took me out, actually, it was the end of the season, wasn't it? So ended up then, it was just, ended up having to wait till the next season to get training again. I guess that was initially at the start of the training when we weren't quite, I wasn't there at the level. So I then just put it on hold and waited till the next autumn. But yeah, nothing as bad as you. I was back.
I mean, actually, when you look at mine always was like, well, actually, it's not that bad because so many people do it. But actually, then sometimes you forget that it has quite a, it's the usual ACL.
Yeah.
MCL, meniscus-y rubbish. But so when you talk about it, so many people have done that or done similar.
Yeah, especially
and so many of our clients now.
Yeah, pursuit of that particular exam, for sure. Right, I know loads of people who had the same thing.
Yeah.
But with hindsight, physically, I was not physically prepared to be going at the speeds we were going at. And I felt like I was going so fast, but actually I wasn't going that fast.
That's interesting.
But yeah, my body...
What did you do about that?
Well, by rehabbing my knee, I sorted that out, but kind of had no choice. I was put in the position I had no choice. I had to rehab. So I learned a lot, and actually with hindsight, I wish I'd known more of that. We did a bit of physiology.
More physical prep.
Yeah.
You did it, on your sideline, really. But it wasn't really built into your training.
I didn't really understand.
I
didn't actually really understand the bits of physical preparation I did. I didn't really understand why I was doing it or quite what.
I think we've talked about this. I've certainly talked about this on the podcast with other people. But if the system is set up for, essentially it is, right? It's to convert young ex-racers into ski instructors if they don't make it as racers. You have a Eurotest there. That's an easy thing for you to go and achieve if you've raced at a decent level, club, local region, whatever it might be. That's not such a physical challenge because you've been doing it.
Yeah.
Right, you know what it takes.
And you've also got the technique to protect your body, so you don't need the same physical. And that's the thing, is actually my technique was meaning my body was physically having to do too much, I think.
Yeah,
especially when you don't grow up.
Grow up racing, right?
So it was a completely new thing for us that we kind of threw ourselves into, and you think, right, I'll just somehow
we'll start somewhere. So
deal with it. Yeah, so I guess at the start, we all probably weren't ready, and it was such an
but also we started in autumn, which I feel
it's such a tough time to be on the glacier, isn't it? It's like
it's brutal.
Yeah, it's cold weather.
I remember that
it was mentally tough.
I don't know if it was the first year. It was like minus 20 something, standing in the queue in your catsuit that someone's lent you. With all the race club kids who were
I remember having my skis too big a radius. Someone had given me them. I could hardly.
And you were
turn
shivering there, and then you get up to 3.5, and it's so cold, and I just couldn't eat enough to stay warm. I'd have a cereal bar or something every time I went up the drag lift, and I still was cold. I couldn't eat enough to stay warm. And then I'd taken up some picnic box of couscous or something, and it had frozen solid, so I couldn't eat it. And
then, I remember distinctly being in Hintertux one year with Sean Langmuir and Ben, and we had to go into the bathroom after to put our boots under the hand dryer to get them warm enough to get them off. What are we doing here, actually? It's just stupid. It's a stupid problem to have, one. It's a stupid situation to put yourself in, also. And, all in the pursuit of this one exam.
And then the next year
you did question yourself a lot.
Yeah.
Through that. I think I felt the pressure of being sponsored as well, though, of trying to make sure that I, give them something back and make sure I pass. So for me, I definitely felt the pressure with
I was
that.
having that conversation
Yeah.
with Stuart, who we just sponsored through his Swiss exams.
Yeah.
And we were talking about the same thing. And I said,
Yeah.
well, I deliberately set it up like it did because to focus your mind, right? Because if I'm not paying for you to go and fail exams because you didn't prepare properly,
Yeah.
right? It's not a small amount of money, the Swiss sports exam either. Exams that he's gone through. And so, like, you've got to wake up. Like, this is real. You know, if you want this brevet, you have to be on it when you go there. You can't be distracted by, you know, whatever else is going on in your life, or you know. So, yeah, I mean, I can understand the pressure from both sides for sure. You know, like feeling it and also giving it. You know,
I think financial pressure too. Like I definitely had
totally.
that I could not afford to do this again. I couldn't afford to
no,
pay for.
Completely, yeah.
I mean, but then when I did fail things, then you do, you know, you come out,
Actually-
you go in a hole, and then you go save up
You
more
come
pennies
back
again.
fighting more.
Yeah.
I think actually at the
Yeah.
time you're like devastated, aren't you? That you failed
But
an
it's part
exam,
of
but
the
you go
learning
away
curve.
and
Yeah,
you fight even harder for it. So
if you're honest with yourself, like, you know why you failed, like, you're just not good enough. So you've got to go and be better.
yeah,
it takes sometimes a while to realise that, doesn't it? And to be honest
Yeah.
enough about that. And sometimes I definitely,
You see a lot of people make excuses.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, this happened on the exam. It's like, no, if you'd have gone there and on day one you're above the level and the trainer sees it, then you've got no problem. Right?
Yeah.
You have to go there and be better. It's no good going there and being at 95%.
yeah.
Right? It's very, especially these days, it strikes me.
well,
Actually,
because they're
that-
shorter now.
I think they're shorter, and also there's less time. Yeah, well, I'd say you're right. It's the same thing, isn't it? There's less time for you to kind of get in the mix of the people that are going to pass.
Yeah,
Whereas if you got, I mean, I went through a few exams, and I've been the worst in the group, and that's a terrible feeling. You know. But I've also been one of the best in the group. When you're one of the best in the group, life's easy.
Yeah.
You know, like you're just having a 5-day holiday. You know, skiing about, ripping about with your mates, and you can do it all. And then that's very, very easy. The exam becomes an easy experience. Some great memories of those particular exams, but terrible memories are the ones where you're the worst. in the group, right?
Totally.
Group dynamics are a funny thing.
I think group dynamics are like so important. More than we ever realise or give it credit for, I think.
Maybe we'll,
But it was tricky being, I mean, I was definitely, a lot of my groups were, I was only female
Yeah.
in that group,
yeah.
which, yeah, we grew up with lots of brothers, so
Yeah.
I think that definitely helps.
It's just you get used to it. But then when you did, I think that was why when we did just decide to make our own little girl group for just accommodation for race training,
Yeah.
that was just it. I honestly couldn't, I don't think I could believe what a difference it made. I hadn't really thought about it properly, but
You just
It
all
did.
in it together,
yeah.
trying to support each other.
And I just felt like a more equal support within girls rather than, I don't know why. Like being
I was
used to.
going to talk to you about this later on after we got the preamble out of the way, but we might as well dive into it now. When you're in a female-only group, obviously I'm sitting here as a man, right? So I can't pretend to understand it, and the inner workings of the female mind is a mystery to me, and probably will be for as long as I live. But
Well, it's just another mind. It's not
yeah,
like
it
it's,
works very differently, I think. But
yes, but like 50% of the world's population are women, and all of their minds work differently. It's not like there's a female mind and it works like this. We're all different people, and I think that's actually for me the biggest thing is we can get quite het up on thinking that right, girls learn differently. This is how girls learn, or women learn, females learn. That does not exist. Everyone's different.
Just individuals.
But
Everyone's
what you're doing
individuals.
is destroying my worldview. Like, I like to put things in little boxes.
Yeah, but
I know where they are.
Yeah.
So tell me more about it. So what do you get out of...
whereas I think the dynamic, this because I was thinking about this,
Yeah.
I don't learn in a different way because I'm a girl. I learn in a way that I learn because I'm me.
Okay.
However, I do think that as females in general, the group dynamics, the group atmosphere, that has a more important, a bigger effect on us.
So it's the effect that it has on your ability to learn.
Or how relaxed we are. Or, yeah.
Just that group setting.
So it's not that I learn any differently to anyone else, but I think I'm more sensitive to...
What are the distractions that happen when, let's say, it won't ever happen, but in one of your Women's Mountain Club sessions, you dropped a couple of boys in there. Like, what happens? What do they bring that upsets the environment?
I think there's a sense, generally, again, it's generalisations, but there'll be a sense
Sweeping
of
generalisations are completely allowed.
peacocking and showing off, which we rarely have.
Yeah.
It just doesn't. No one is there to show anyone else that they're better. I honestly don't think it really factors in. It's much more supportive and bigging each other up rather than
Men like to...
showing things.
This is a sweeping generalisation, but I think I'm right. Men like to know where they stand in relation to other men.
Yeah.
You like to know where you stand in the hierarchy, and it's very important to us to know where you stand in the hierarchy. In any
So I
kind
don't
of group,
think that
social
comes in as
organisation.
I don't feel we have that.
No, I couldn't give a shit. And it depends what... Sorry if I just swore.
We could drop all the bombs of that.
I also think that just because you are a bit stronger at one thing or one particular... If you're talking about skiing in one particular type of turn or on one particular steepness or one particular slope, it's going to change when... it's rare that someone is better at everything, apart from obviously sometimes that happens, but everyone will probably have their little strength in a certain environment and a certain turn shape and a certain thing.
Yeah. But you're saying that in a female-specific environment, it does not matter?
No, not in the same way.
So you're not ranking yourself according to other...
Probably, because...
I mean, we do get quite competitive women within, I guess, Chamonix, Morzine, who are competitive in other sports.
Yeah.
And they do bring it into skiing a little bit. So
but often
we do have to manage that a little bit. But it's more that they just are so driven to push their skiing. I don't think they're competitive between each other, unlike men. But I feel that they just then don't... If a man was to come into one of our groups, then the women are not as confident to kind of...
To just try.
To talk and kind of are like, vocal about their kind of weaknesses or
their fears.
Or their fears. And that's what I love about our groups, is that everyone's so encouraging and will kind of put their hand up and be much more freely to talk about their fears. And I feel like confidence...
And once that's been verbalised, it's already left them a bit. It's not something they've got to try and keep hidden away and just try to push to the side or push down, which invariably doesn't work because it will rear its head at the worst times, won't it? And so once it's out in the open, and especially once other people are aware of it, they really are generally so keen to help people get over it in a way that I feel like you just don't get that between guys so much. Yeah,
and I think
maybe because they're not as honest about it, they just don't feel...
We do. We're quite strong at kind of setting that environment from the start. You're here, this is your session, just to really concentrate on you, focus on what you want and vocalise that to us. So
often, well, I wouldn't say it's often actually, but I would say a few times a winter, it's not necessarily within that group, but with a female person that I teach, get on the chairlift and they honestly just
get
break down on the chairlift with relief, pure relief
What, that they're in an environment where there's no judgment? Or
Yeah.
And they don't feel they have to just get on with it or keep up, and they can actually just let it out and be honest about it, and they feel like they can't be honest, entirely honest in a group or with that mixed.
In a mixed
Generally,
group. Now, why is
husbands,
that?
probably husbands or friends around, because their friends are like, oh, but you'll be fine. Come on, you just need to have confidence. Just follow me, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
They've been told, you just need to attack the mountain more. Just attack the mountain. It's like, what does that mean?
Yeah, I think we get a lot of girls that come with a lot of nerves and baggage from being taken down all sorts of terrain and off-piste and glacier skiing, and put in situations that they really shouldn't be in and don't want to be in. So we're they come to us and we're having to then build that confidence back up in them.
But that comes from technique. Confidence doesn't come from anything else. It comes from being able
to... technically, I do find that women technically are pretty sound on their skis. And it tends to be the mental side is what we're building up.
Now, I just have to jump back because what I try to do is sit here and ask the questions that if I was listening to this in the car, I would want to ask. So all of the things that you've just mentioned about it being like a safe environment essentially to say how you feel or whatever's going on, why does that change if there's a man there?
I think people feel less forthcoming.
Why? What are we doing?
I think they might feel... I feel like maybe, I don't know, it's like 30 years or 50 years of feminism and we've all got to be strong and capable and we can be just as good as men and we can do it just the same or whatever, and so you feel like you feel like admitting that you are scared of something or not able to do it is a bad thing to admit. And I don't know why we feel much happier to admit it to each other as women than...
It's a strong message that gets sent through society, isn't it?
Yeah.
That you...
It's that word should, which I think is should be a banned word. That there is no such thing as you should be able to do this or I should be able to do this. So that is just so unhelpful. Who says you should be able to do that? Where has that come from? And often it comes internally. But I would say that is what most women I teach on a bike and on skis say, I should, at some point, I should be able to do this. And there's no such thing as that. Why?
No.
But it doesn't come.
Like,
it doesn't come.
If you wanted to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or I will be able to do this. If I in the future,
about the steps that they can take.
I really decide I want to. But actually, sometimes people say, it's not that important to me. Me being able to ski down a black run is really important to my husband. But actually, it's not that important to me. So actually, I'm not going to bang my head against a brick wall and get really stressed about doing it. And he has to help with that process. And it's like a...
Yeah, but I'm curious, though, as to why there is the reluctance to say those things just because there's the presence of a man there. Have you ever come across the reason why that might be? What's the reluctance? Is it because the man would be like, don't worry, you'll be fine? Or
partially, I think it would just get like, don't be silly, you'll be fine.
Or is it the acknowledgement of that and that isn't there?
I think it's maybe the sense of that, potentially that a guy isn't going to take it seriously, or is going to kind of downplay it and say, okay, yeah, but don't worry about that. That's...
Or is it going to attempt to solve that problem unnecessarily? One of the things that I've noticed is that if you just listen to the problem, you don't actually have to do anything about it. You just have to acknowledge that it's there. You don't have to solve that problem. It takes quite a lot for as men, we're inclined to want to solve problems. That's what we do in general. Again, it's a sweeping generalisation, but that's in our nature. is to organise ourselves into like who's best, and also then if we see a problem, it's like, oh yeah, I'm just going to fix that, no problem. But a lot of the time, I've noticed that actually a lot of the women that I ski with, they just kind of want to be listened to. Actually, I get the same thing. You know, like I wouldn't say it's like the chairlift kind of download kind of thing. It's like, wow, like so much stuff comes out.
As an instructor,
like, wow,
it's not just about skiing. You kind of very much therapy.
Sometimes I find that quite overwhelming.
I do find,
I find it.
Well, you kind of think how lonely must these ladies be? Like sometimes it's like, wow, like literally no one listens to you.
Yeah.
And we're not even doing a ski lesson here. We're literally just having a chat because you haven't got anyone in your life that listens to all the stuff that you've got going on. It's crazy.
Well, they maybe do listen, but the perception is they don't listen because they then don't change their behaviours according to what the person said.
Yeah.
Possibly.
But you definitely, it is what's going on in their main life that they're translating it onto their skis, and you know, if they're fearful and not confident on their skis, it's generally how they are in life, isn't it?
Oh, right.
Yeah, I find that.
Yeah. And then once you can get through that, and you know, that ski session for 3 hours is like it's like having a brain massage, because if you can get past it and be able to focus on technique or something else for even an hour in those 3 hours, that's an hour of like total relief, because those other things haven't got away.
Not all that other stuff isn't swirling around in your mind.
Climbing, you have to be so focused on every handhold, every foot placement, everything, that it's total headspace, because you have to be focused. And if you can get into that frame of mind on any sport, I think that's why sport can be so good, and it's so good for your mental health, because
I get the same from my
distractions.
My motorbike, right? You can't think about it. Well, you can think about other stuff while you're doing it, but you don't ride very well. And I use that time to kind of it goes through. You know, I turn things around in my brain, and eventually, you know, often I'll talk to myself, work it all out, work out solutions, and then it clears up. And then you can, and then my habit is just to go and go and go, and I should know better than that, but often I'll go for 4 hours at a time, because I'm just not, I don't want to stop, because I'm in such a clear space. This is great. If I stop now, I'm going to break this kind of emptiness, you know, like this just beautiful, calm space that I'm in. If I stop for a coffee or something, it's just, you know, all this other stuff's going to come back. It's really, I imagine all sports are the same, right? If it's something you can lose yourself in. I heard cycling's the same, I guess.
Yeah.
Because you just like
but you
on
get
the rhythm.
the same, but you've got even more endorphins probably afterwards that help have that. But then you get hooked on them, and then if you don't get them, you're in a hole. But I think with reflecting...
Is there any more coffee?
Yeah, more coffee. Might not be very hot.
Sorry.
You know, I think probably it's just something that's been so indoctrinated in me for so long to not admit that I'm scared.
Yeah.
And I probably, Tim, my husband, will laugh if he listens to this. If I go skiing with him, I honestly, if I'm scared of something, I honestly don't think I would ever admit it to him. That bad. I might let him go first. I might take that little side step, so that he's just in front. If you like, if we've gone touring and we're going to drop into something that's a bit steep, and I'm feeling a bit, I will probably like subtly do like a 10 centimetre side step.
Yeah.
So that he's a tiny bit closer, so he'll have to go in first. I honestly don't think I'm aware of this. This is me
relationship, as we all know, couples tend to.
We are quite lucky because we're fairly equal in our sporting activities. But I reckon I'd be much more likely to admit to Rachel that I'm not sure about it. And I would say I feel Tim and I do things as equals for almost every sport. But in that moment and in that fear thing, I think, or a tiredness thing, I would maybe admit to him I'm tired. But I might have to be really, really, really tired before I'd admit it. I'll just try and gloss over it and push through and whatever. Whereas I honestly think I'd be much more likely
same. I mean, I've done a ridiculous amount of stuff with male mountain guide friends in Chamonix and just sucked it up and got on with it and thought afterwards, holy shit, what have I just done there?
Yeah, I honestly think it's... I've not really realised that before. I think it's... I wonder if that comes from us having grown up with brothers.
I think so, yeah, for sure.
You couldn't... if you didn't eat your food really fast, then they would eat it. Or if you gave them an inch, they would take advantage.
Yeah, there's that, right? And I suppose also there's been a message pushed onto.
Yeah, that we're just as equal.
The girl boss message, right? It's been pushed everywhere. Every movie you see. There's quite a lot of unrealistic stuff that's being pushed, right? You go and watch any movie lately, there's a strong female character or whatever beating up multiple dudes and throwing guys out of windows and stuff. So this is just nonsense.
Yeah.
Right? And it's okay to say that that's nonsense because you're not always the strongest one. I think that's fair to say. Right? And in the same way that, and this is something that I've learned from having a daughter, in the same way that I am not, I haven't yet told my wife this yet, so there's only a fairly recent realisation, but in a lot of situations I am not always the right person to deal with certain things. Things that require empathy and understanding and all that sort of stuff, where I'd just be like, come on, you should do it. Actually, daughter doesn't want to do it. And no amount of bluster or come on, let's do this. She's not a little boy. She's a little girl. And she requires a different, a hand around the shoulder approach, a more understanding approach, which I just don't have in the locker sometimes. Don't have it. So sometimes we'll do stuff that is that's pretty adventurous. And that's my role, I think, as the masculine in that relationship, is to, we push the limit a little bit. But it's not always right. It's not.
No, totally.
And there's a whole nother world going on that I don't really understand, which I think you see it actually in dads who have got girls. They're a little bit softer sometimes. You see dads that have got boys that just come home because you can be, but you have to be a bit more understanding with girls, I think. And so no matter how much they tell us all that we're all the same, we're just not. No. And we know that, right? Otherwise your product wouldn't exist, would it?
No. I think actually maybe then I'm just thinking back to when I've been trying to learn techniques and things. I feel like I need a more progressive progression than my male counterparts, my male colleagues. And I'm thinking, with the skiing, I can't really remember it in the same way, although maybe with race training I felt it. I think as I've become more and more aware of so many more things and understand myself more, but when I've been doing the bike stuff, so I did the French mountain bike, well, not downhill mountain bike guiding qualification. I got French taught how to mountain bike, which was horrible. I was on the accelerated ski instructors program for people that already had a sports qualification. So it was 3 other French male ski instructors, none of whom knew how I could teach in France as a British person or could understand how I'd done the Euro test because it's something that only French people can do. Yeah.
But they quite hardened after that.
Yeah, it did toughen me up, and I have a much. Well, there's loads of I could go on and on about it. However, when I was trying to learn something new, I needed a softly progression that was really linear. Do we call it chaining?
Chaining, yeah.
Back in Basie speak. Where everything built on it and you could build up really gradually and I could choose when I was ready to move up. whereas they didn't need that. They could just go try,
Yeah.
and they're happy to just be told to go try it and then go from there. And I had a real so the French instructor who was trying to help me learn how to do a bunny hop over a pallet in the pissing rain he didn't understand that I couldn't just go and try it. And he was like, "But Ali, you have to try this so that I can see where you're going wrong, so that I can help you."
Yeah.
Oh, I can't. I just can't. This pallet used to just grow in front of me to this 2-story wall that I couldn't, and my brain would just shut down. I couldn't do it.
Okay.
And he had zero empathy about that.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "Can't I try on some what are they called in English? Cones.
Yeah.
Can I try on something soft, not a hard pallet, so that I can get it wrong and it's all right?" And he was like, "Oh God, if you really have to, look, go on, you can do it once there and then do it." So I did, and then fell and broke my ribs and hurt myself.
Oh yeah, you did, didn't you? Yeah.
There was no, so that's actually, maybe we do learn slightly differently, but that's me personally. It's not.
I was going to say, is that you personally, or is that the experience?
I would say overall, if you're going to make a generalisation, it's there.
Yeah.
That a progression will enable us to.
I think that's what we definitely
try
do in our club. It's all about progression from start of the winter to end of the winter, which is what I love. What we've created. The girls are not just coming in for one session; they're coming in from the start, kick off your season, to finishing on a glacier in a hut. And through those sessions, they're coming away with so many progressive skills.
Yeah. And friendships and ski buddies and
community, everything.
Yeah.
From it, but for me, I think women are visual learners.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I learn. I need to see to then make the next progression, and that's how maybe I find with our women groups, I definitely would break it down that way. I do talk technique as well with that, but I do find visually they need to see.
Do you think that's just because we're women though, or do you not think that's? Do you think it's more likely to be visual?
I don't know.
I don't know, because I was thinking about it, because I definitely am a visual person too.
You're 70% of people are visual.
But exactly, I don't think that's because. I don't think that's female specific. However, what I think makes a massive difference too is having a female body demonstrate the visual of a female thing, because it is different.
Oh.
So when I was watching...
Yes, no, it's true, 100% true.
When I was watching...
Goodness me, yeah.
So I've never been coached skiing by a female person, other than Tanya Noakes for cross country, which was incredible. But on a bike, don't know if I have either. But me watching the demo, if I go back to this palette, of this really talented French mountain biker who actually had raced in the World Championships for France, his physique is just so far from mine. And he could show me till the cows come home.
Yeah.
Going over a pallet. I could not emulate it and copy it. I couldn't figure out how he was doing it, because his physique was literally opposite to mine.
Absolutely, because he's generating, even if your physique was the same, he would be generating more power than you. You can't. There's no argument about that. That's science.
It wasn't really about power.
No,
power didn't come into it.
All right,
but
power,
still,
technique.
His shoulders were double the width.
Yeah.
So his shoulders compared to his handlebars was totally different to mine. Everything
or you call it power, leverage, call it what you want, right? But he is more set up for being able to get that bike off the ground. It's just how it is. And you can't argue with that. And you
but as we know in skiing, that doesn't always...
No, but...
Power doesn't come into it.
Yes, agree. Unless you're talking about, say, power sport, which... Essentially, the way that something like the World Cup looks to me these days is a lot about power. Certainly downhill skiing.
It depends whether... yes.
Yeah.
But you're getting that from watching more male ski racing than female ski racing, probably. So yes, the women's ski racing is also to do with power. Of course, it's to do with strength, which I think is different to power.
Power to weight, maybe.
No. So I think this is maybe where there's a difference, because don't think it is as crucial. Yes, okay, probably to compete on the elite men's circuit, and maybe the women's will end up there. But I feel like it isn't there right now, and that is a difference. And I know I was never told to get stronger while I was going through Eurotest training or full tech training or other preparing things, but other of our female colleagues were. And that is like the most unhelpful comment. That is, you just need to get stronger. And that's not the case. Like, I was not strong.
I mean, you're...
going through it. I wasn't.
No.
I was not strong compared to any of the guys doing over, but it didn't matter. I had technique.
Yeah.
And what strength I did have, I could use efficiently and well. So actually, it's technique and efficiency, not power. That's my 2 pennies worth. And it's a bit the same on the bike.
Yeah.
I'm not powerful, but I'm efficient. Maybe that's where I feel like you can get a bit het up on it, and I don't think it's going to help. I don't think it's that helpful.
Okay. Fair enough.
But I would say men maybe hold it in bigger opinion, see it as being more important.
Well, you do see it in skiing, don't you? You know, a lot of guys can get down...
muscle their way down stuff.
Off-piste, steep stuff through brute.
True that, right?
But I think the mental...
strength, but skillfully...
Yeah.
You know, it can...
I think that
look
comes
pretty
from a
inefficient.
mental approach, though, that they don't care about getting it right or wrong, and that's, I would say, women generally want to get it right more. They want to know they're getting it right, and they want to feel that they're getting it right.
Feel good.
They want it to feel good,
Look
and
good.
guys are less.
See a lot of that with young boys and young girls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, that the young boys are pretty gung-ho.
Yeah.
So I think you
It's
see
a
it
joy to
physically.
teach young girls.
Yeah.
Because they just listen and they get better and they're technically beautiful. And you're like, wow. You know, little Johnny over there is just like straight, he doesn't care. Right? But it's just how it is. But isn't that, don't we know we already know this as ski teachers, don't we? That just an efficient set of movements, well-balanced movements, you don't have to be mega strong. I'm nowhere near as strong. I haven't seen a gym for years, right? I'm nowhere near as strong as I used to be back when I was trying to pass all these exams. You know, I could lift quite a lot of stuff, and it's not something I want in my life anymore because I made a conscious decision 2 or 3, maybe 4 years ago, to try and be lighter and leaner because I didn't want all that. I didn't want to carry all that extra bulk through my lower back joint. And so now what I do is I try to ski in a more efficient way. So what's more important to me as I ski about the mountain is being in balance. I don't really think about anything else. So am I on top of my boot? Am I above the balance point of my ski most of the time? I don't really care what the rest of it looks like. I don't care if I'm separated, not separated. It's just, am I in balance? Is the ski doing what it needs to do? And you don't care about the rest because it doesn't matter. You know, and I've been taking, this winter, so Zoe didn't want to ski very much. And so we've been going skating. All she wants to do is go skating.
Ice skating.
Ice skating, yeah. And then when you ice skate, has been a revelation this winter. Because when you ice skate and then you come back to skiing, it's like, this is so easy. Like, the balance point is huge on a ski. You can be wherever you want. You know, like you get away with it. But on a skate, you can't. The balance point is tiny. And that's been really, really interesting to do. So for me, and you haven't got all the extra like outriggers, right? You haven't got the poles that help you balance. You've got these like 1.80 meters of ski. You haven't got this kind of hard front of the boot you can just lean on.
That'd be hard.
Right? Skating is just literally, am I on top of the blade? On sheet ice? And can I make this work? You have got nothing except your sense of balance. And
Fairly similar to cross-country skiing.
I would imagine, I've done limited cross-country skiing and I couldn't do it to save my life. But
You've been skating.
Probably it'll feel quite similar. But so to me, efficient use of what kind of what you've been given in terms of what your body looks like.
Yeah.
If you use that, yeah, for sure. But I think when you take it to the elite level, you do have to add something else in, because what those guys are doing in the World Cup and stuff, what guys and girls doing in the World Cup, it's a different world, right? It's an absolutely different world, and you can't ski that stuff without being strong.
No, absolutely not.
Right.
But I think there's a difference between strength and power.
Yeah.
And so some strength. You need some strength, but
Yeah, I
strength
think
is only going
yeah.
to work if you've got the fundamental.
Yeah, there's no sense in putting strength through a weak structure, right? Because it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
But you're right about I looked this up myself, and I found it like who was it sent me down this road? It's PK taught me about differences between how women and men's bodies are structured, right? Especially from like here downwards on the audio podcast, from the hips downwards. And when you understand that, as a teacher, you can make all sorts of, so I've gone into this and I looked at it and I was like, oh wow, there's actually, I can see totally why certain things come up repeatedly when you're teaching women. It's because you're structured differently. And that's okay. It just, I don't think the equipment necessarily reflects all of that stuff. You're going to be really careful with that, I think, as a female skier, in terms of, you could check the ramp angles on your boots and make sure your cuff angles are all good, to suit your body. But yeah, there's an incredible amount into it compared to your average male who is just like straight up and down from the hips downwards.
I think we've got
much
more variety of.
Of course, right?
But I do feel women are more aware of their body when you're talking about their hips and their knees and their ankles and their joints. I find women can focus on that much more. Do you not find that?
Yeah.
You're like more body aware.
Just body aware, yeah.
Well, not necessarily that able to focus on it though. They're more body aware, but then there's so much else going on and so many other distractions. They're not able to focus on it. And if you can get them to be comfortable and in the environment to be able to focus on it, then I feel like it opens everything up.
So you've got to get past a bunch of stuff first before you get to that.
Or again, it comes back to that progression. Have a super progressive terrain progression to enable that focus to stay there. You can't have any big jumps or and I think, and if you can do it from the beginning, then it's
that's
really
why we do love our courses that we now do. We used to just run Saturday morning sessions, which in 3 hours, as you know, is
nothing, right?
Is nothing. So that's what we're really trying to get in. We've ran Chivinia courses in November.
Nice.
Find your ski legs for quite a few years now.
And actually, that's where I first probably did got people to focus way more on what they were feeling in their boots, and it was like 2 days that they weren't allowed to have any external thing of trying to attain anything, like any shapes or any positions or anything. All we did was think about what was going on in our boots. And it was quite hard to start with. It took quite a lot of training to get people to come back to that, because then they're getting distracted by their arm or something else. And actually,
we did quite a bit of snow as well, which really helped.
But I felt like that
to then translate it
opened up a really great progression. I think, anyway. Maybe I'm over exaggerating.
No, I think it's you can simplify the process of skiing a lot by just focusing on where you're standing.
But I think, it's over years now, because that was maybe, I can't remember how many years ago, but the same ladies are coming back and doing, more weeks, and that has enabled, it's like created a platform for them to get less distracted. It's like almost a meditative process, to give them something physical to feel and think about if fear is rearing its head again or other things are going on.
You
just think internally, you come back. It's like mind training to get rid of the distractions and ignore, not for them necessarily, but sometimes ignore the external husband pressure after the end of the lesson, if they've got a little routine of things that they're going to feel in their boots and feel their balance point.
Mentioned this before, but the amount of money that gets put into ski instructors' pockets through the pushy husband. Took me down a black run. It's like, thanks very much.
Yeah.
It's another lesson sold.
Yeah.
You know, like, just stop doing it.
I know.
It's really weird. The amount of couples you see arguing like that on the slopes is really funny. So you're supposed to be on holiday.
Yeah.
Like, relax.
Yeah.
You're not at work.
We always joke that next year we'll run a husband training session.
Imagine that. You get some.
And I get asked it so many times. You know, that is part of the end. Not necessarily with women's mountain club sessions, because I feel like they're not holiday makers. They're people that are, you know, probably invested over the long term on a real progression. Not that people on holiday aren't on a progression, but they're able to, I think, almost take more responsibility for it themselves, whereas people on, especially at a lower level, people that are on holiday, tagging along or whatever, you need time. You know, the wrap up at the end of the lesson needs to include time to brief the husband or boyfriend or friends or whoever else about how best to help to maintain the progression and help it. But then, to be honest, half the time it's a total waste of time and energy because they ignore you anyway.
Yeah,
I always wonder whether they would ignore me less if I was a guy. Sometimes I think they
I
would.
don't know, because I've also said at the end of lessons, specifically when I've dropped back, like a female client that I've got skiing beautifully, right? Like within 3 hours, just like, you know, super chill and doing some real specific stuff. And you go back and say, right, you do not take your wife down a black run. Don't dare.
Download on the bubble. Do ski down.
Just you want to do that, you go off and do that yourself, right? Or take the kids down it, whatever. But you are not to do this. And if I find out this tomorrow, I'm really pissed off. But
and they will.
Who knows? Yeah.
I had a really cool lady last year who had done that. Had happened exactly. And anyway, she got being very clear. Do not ski to the bottom. It's awful. Don't
go down here.
Of course they dragged her down, but they were like, "Oh, we're not going the whole way. We're only going to go halfway, so you'll be fine." And I'd been really clear about it. So she took her skis. She was really mentally quite strong. So she took her skis off and walked down, and she said she chanted to herself the whole way down with her skis over her shoulder, "I'm a strong, independent woman. I'm a strong, independent woman." And she got to the chairlift, put her skis on, came back up, and she's like, "I am not skiing with you anymore."
Amazing.
But that was a positive one because generally people aren't quite so able to laugh about it quite so much.
It's difficult. You never know. Like, there's nothing so weird as people's families, right? Like, everyone's different. Everyone's
Weird
got
and
a weird,
wonderful.
dynamic going on. You never know what's going on.
No.
But you only see a small window into their lives, right? But tell me about the Women's Mountain Club. How did it start? How's it going? Like, where's it going? Like, what's the concept?
Yeah, I guess.
Or did it just organically
happen? Organically
just
happened, which is why it's kind of so wonderful, isn't it? And quite special. Because it has, it's been going for about 7 years now.
Okay.
So maybe more, roughly about 7, 8
Did you both start it when you both became independent, or was it just
No,
Rachel did, because you qualified a year before me. You and Faye. No, you started.
I started it as a Saturday morning mates who wanted
a locals club.
Yeah. So it really just started with a bunch of mates who wanted some technique every Saturday morning, and I kind of started that. And then Faye had moved to Chamonix from the Aosta Valley, and obviously not many British females in the valley, and you're like,
right.
Okay, going to join forces with her. And I guess, as we all know, Chamonix and Morzine and all these resorts, there's a lot of people coming in and out, who don't have any mates to ski with at the same level. It's so spread out. So actually meeting, I know you guys maybe have more of a kind of centre point, but we've got, 5 resorts very much spread out.
Yeah.
So I guess initially we wanted to try and connect women in the valley to ski together, really initially. And then that's when we started to kind of develop a bit more of a technique program.
Because we did some ski touring before that, didn't we?
Well, then
we
we
did
were
our
very-
ski safari things.
Yeah.
Before all that. didn't
Yeah.
we did a bit.
We did a bit of a mix of touring, and then, I mean, obviously, as we know in the valleys, like we're saying, there's very little female mountain guides and instructors, you know, working independently.
Yeah.
And who are fully qualified. So I guess I wanted to then showcase what those women were doing and try and, you know,
Because
connect it
Shannon
with
was really
Women's Mountain
not.
Club.
I mean, here, over in Port Soleil and Morzine, we actually have quite a few female.
Yes.
So I reckon about the most. I reckon between here
But
and
for us,
Val, it's the
definitely
most.
not.
But over in Shannon was. And it is such a ego-driven male.
Yeah.
Sham especially, right? That's
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
impression of it.
1 to 10, I think,
Yeah.
ratio.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, I guess we wanted to then, you know, obviously we've got a lot of glacier skiing, a lot more technical,
Yeah.
different kind of skiing. So we then wanted to use the mountain guides to kind of showcase what they could, you know, give our girls on a day out.
Yeah.
So that's when we ended up doing not only technical sessions but mountain skill sessions, and we ran several per month. And that worked really well to begin with. And then I guess what really kind of set us off was we won a COVID Explorer fund from North Face.
All right.
So when everyone was kind of, you know, when the
That
lifts
was
were
in
shut-
2020, wasn't it?
That was 2020,
Yeah.
and that was wonderful. We applied thinking we were never going to get it out of thousands of applicants.
Sure.
And we did. We won, and that was when Faye and Neve were living in Chamonix and heavily involved in that. And we basically, subsidising girls to get out in the mountain with us while the lifts were shut.
Right.
So that was Ali and I that ran that, and that's when we ended up, you know, bringing it over to Morzine as well.
Okay.
So that was really quite special times, as we all remember. You know, the lifts were closed. We had great snow.
Yeah.
And a lot of the girls weren't working, they were in the valley doing very little. And we just set a programme throughout the whole winter. Every week we were in Morzine, in Chamonix, and we were ski touring kind of all over
amazing.
the valley, going into different areas that, you know, I guess we'd never been before.
Well, there were some quite harsh restrictions here in France about how far you could go.
There was in the lockdowns, but in
2021.
winter, the Saison Blanche, the winter where the lifts didn't open,
Yeah.
there was a curfew,
Yeah, it got quite
At 6
weird over here,
PM.
didn't it?
but there wasn't the same distance restriction. There was the number of people you could have in a group.
Oh, anyway, I don't want to talk about that.
Yeah, but that really
Yeah.
set us off because I guess that just built our community, which was what was so wonderful
Sure.
about why we set up the Women's Mountain Club, and
Yeah.
it connected people from Morzine to Chamonix. You know, we all kind of travelled and,
It was the big crossover.
you know, and reached summits together, and it was a very special time. Even, I mean, for us, we, you know, a lot of people weren't working, no instructors were working, and we were out there ski touring, and, you know, the girls weren't having to pay much because it was subsidised by this COVID Explorer Fund. So it was, and then that overlapped into the summer. So then we kind of
carried it on.
We carried it on.
Road bike and a bit of mountain biking, like skills. Again, kind of similar, like bike skills to enable people to go ride a bit more themselves or with other people without.
So this is a
feeling-
year-round thing, actually. So
Yeah,
the
it
skiing
didn't,
element
it didn't
is-
initially start like that, but then it kind of, as you know, we live in such a wonderful place,
Yeah.
And
full
again-
of different activities. So I guess we just thought, you know, let's try and create as much as we can,
Yeah.
adventures and fun, and get out with the girls.
And
So
slightly, let's kind of do what we want to do together, and then
yes,
invite more people along a little bit, and enabling them to then go do it for themselves rather than needing someone else to initiate,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
you know, planning a bike route or planning a ski tour or doing other things too, or needing to rely on someone else having the kit to borrow for going to do something, or the skills. So
yeah, I think that's what we really wanted to mix, and that diverse range of skills and stuff that they could really just out of the whole year they could be doing all sorts of different sport and coming away with a huge amount of confidence to get out there on their own and do it, instead of always, you know, having a male
taking
figure
a back seat in
to kind of lead the
initiating
way.
things.
Yeah.
Those things are nice, aren't they? Like every now and I think once a year at least, so me and a bunch of mates, we go to, I think the last few years has been Portugal, but this year we're going to Spain to play golf. I don't play golf anymore, so I do a different thing while they're, and there's actually 3 of us now that all put our hands up and said, I just don't want to play golf, but we're coming anyway. So it's like a boys' weekend, but one of the greatest things about it is that there is like one of the guys, Danny, organises the whole thing. So literally all you've got to do is just show up and everything's done. And it's just so good.
Yeah.
Because when you spend your life like naturally, well, I do, I imagine you two do as well, like naturally organising stuff.
Yeah,
right?
all
It's
the time.
relentless. You're always thinking ahead and you're always kind of, and for that weekend, like just that one weekend, all I've got to do is just like
turn up,
switch off, turn up my passport and just be like, brilliant. Like it's like being a kid again, you know? And it's so good. So people do that for you.
Yeah.
You make it really, it's possible, right? You enable people to be able to do stuff that they want to do, but with like none of the effort.
Yeah.
Really
but I would say that's probably, I'm always trying not to do that too much for people because I want them to become more autonomous and not rely on that. Because I would say historically in our valleys, the female populations are less likely to be the one organised. They'll be the ones that are organising the social calendar, the kids, the logistics of life, and they're not taking the lead on organising the trips away or the days out in the mountains or doing it, and actually giving them the tools and skills to do that is quite enabling, and to not be the one that's going along with.
There's something in that. I was talking to my marketing guy about this the other day, about like just what you don't know when you go skiing for the first time. You have no idea, and you have all these kind of fears and whatever of like, how do you do it? Like, we all know because we've been doing it for forever. But if I was completely new and I was living, down in Tonon or whatever, want to go skiing, how do I do it? It's a minefield of stuff.
And if you're then if you're not just for yourself, if it's for your family as well, like you've got all of them to sort out and you don't know how to sort them out.
No, and you don't know anything. And so part of, I think, what we do as ski teachers, which we need to probably understand more, and it's certainly something that we need to promote, is also, in addition to teaching them how to ski, you're teaching them how to go skiing. You have to... How to
put the boots on.
Where do you go? And so I'm going to try and make a product that looks a little bit more like that. That is... I don't want to tell anyone in case anyone steals my idea, but it's that is something that I think is undersold. Certainly, because we just assume, we ski up to the meeting point. So, hey, I'm here. So you have no idea how much the clients have had to go through even just to be standing there.
Yeah. Tell you what, but if you do even like, 'cause often there's the stress of like here when I'm doing general ski teaching work, not women's mountain club sessions, we start most of our sessions at the top of it. Like we start at the top, where it's more efficient in the air, just coming up it, like underestimating how long it's going. You're going to have to queue to get a lift pass, where you get it from, blah, 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 all of that stuff, carrying all the stuff.
The ski faff.
It's really hard.
Faff, right? It is a faff. It's a faffy sport, and it puts a lot of people off. Even before, there's a whole bunch of people that we don't even get to see or speak to, who just like look at it and just like, not doing that. It's too hard. I can take the kids to the fun park, like the trampoline park or whatever. That's super easy because I know that I just walk in, pay my money, and they get to bounce around.
Do you know what?
But that's what we do different in Sham. I very much go to the chalet, pick them up, take them to the shop.
Okay.
Everyone's like, oh my God, Rach, you probably do like an extra 2 hours
So what?
a day.
But there is so...
Yeah, only one time though. Because when they're not, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Or 1 or 2 times maybe.
Yeah.
But after that, they're like, oh yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't as bad as I thought it was. But
you do very much have to spell it out in our valley, like...
When it's
And
complicated, you're about
It is
complicated, and everyone has to drive and parking. The logistics are more complicated
Yeah, for sure.
now because it's becoming even more populated. But yeah,
Is that more visitors or is it more people live there? Because that's a new thing, isn't it? Like lots of people.
Well,
tend to live in the
that
mountains.
is one thing that
Postcode.
why Women's Mountain Club
Yeah.
are thriving, because we've got a lot of remote workers
Yeah.
that are living in Chamonix.
And in this valley as well now.
yeah,
around
probably here
us.
as well. Yeah,
And people in Geneva, a couple will come up
Yeah.
from.
yeah,
So that's one thing I think we have to do less of that with the Women's Mountain Club overall, is that actually people are not,
Yeah,
not striving on holiday.
new people. Are you?
no,
There.
Yeah.
no.
This is more stuff you have to do in your independent
Yeah.
life.
But that's
still,
why I do love that we have a program set up in the winter for people that are working remotely Monday to Friday,
Sure.
and they know that they've got a Women's Mountain Club session or a trip running at the weekend, and they end up booking that all up for the whole season, and they've got something to come along to without any worry about looking at weather, look at where they're going to go.
Yeah.
Or having the people to go with.
Yeah, exactly. And that's
Right kind of
and that's
buddies.
I guess we're, getting a lot of those kind of women that don't have friends to ski with, and it works really well.
We
for
may
us
be
in that sense.
educating them about kit and other things in different ways, and I find I'm often trying to really give them enough confidence in their knowledge and their experience and their feelings to not just get sold whatever in the shop when they decided it's time to upgrade,
Sure. Yeah.
or they want to get into touring, and not just get sold whatever the shop wants to get rid of, because I definitely feel that a female client goes into a shop, and especially after beginnery stuff, the sales people often don't listen to what the female client is saying in the same way, with the same amount of listening skills that
But that we do
other people.
We
So
do
we
that
really
a lot on top of our
reinforce-
job. We've worked with
You take to the higher shop.
Vocal for many years, so
No, don't
we've done
necessarily
lots of ski
shop.
testing.
Yeah. Okay.
We've had a whole bunch of skis in my garage that we take along to some of our technical sessions,
Oh, cool.
and then they do a ski test
Yeah.
after
And there
our
are skis
sessions.
of the right lengths for.
So yeah,
women to
we're definitely
test.
Decent
advising
boots, right?
advising in all fronts in that sense, aren't we?
Yeah, and I always think I really need to give the women enough confidence to value what they feel, because they're often, but I don't really know what I'm talking about, or I don't really mind. And actually, no, you do mind, and you do know what you're talking about, and you need to think about what you want to be doing and what you feel, how your boots feel right now. They're not, just being okay is not okay. They need to feel good,
It's true.
and not just let them get a bit pulled off. Or
Do you think that happens though?
A lot.
That's not a uniquely female experience.
No,
is it?
it's not a unique
No, I just
female
think
experience.
people get ill-advised, don't they?
Yeah,
for a
it's
lot
about
of.
also going to a decent shop.
Yeah, but I would say in the decent shop still, most of the salespeople are probably male, and they
Yeah.
are less likely to understand the physiology, like you said before,
Sure.
and the differences. And
their ski level, I'm always
ski
telling
level.
women, tell them you're
Good.
an advanced
Tell them you're
strong
good.
skier.
Because you are,
right?
You get a decent
oh, I'm
ski.
not really. And
Don't
it's like,
downplay
we'll do
it.
the same.
Yeah.
We'll do the same about. Oh,
But that's what's quite nice. We do have a WhatsApp group. We've got quite a lot of kind of connection through all our social stuff that we're dealing with lots of people, lots of women wanting to kind of ask for advice and knowledge of where to ski, what to tour, where, maps and all sorts of questions, which is really kind of
Yeah, that's great.
lovely that we've kind of set that community up.
the community
that they
group,
can feel-
they're answering each other much more now, which is brilliant.
Yeah.
What products are you like? What are you selling within Women's Mountain Club? So you have a weekend club. That's general technique.
Yeah, so it's like half-day technique sessions.
Uh-huh.
So it's not just weekends, like there are midweek
We do
ones
midweeks.
for-
We're trying to cater for
trying to
mums
have
and
one.
Okay.
workers that, especially
It's
here,
supposed
get
to be one a
changeover
month
days.
on a weekend and a midweek
Yeah.
in each valley.
Okay.
And we don't always manage that, depending on what else is going on.
Mm-hmm.
That's the aim. And then multi-day courses,
Mm-hmm.
which are I feel like everyone's getting way more out of that. It's brilliant. So 2 or 3
they're
days.
more for people that will
half
come on holiday?
No, still
local.
Locals.
Just like
They
take
have a
time
mix.
off.
We do get people
Mix.
coming in for it, which
But
is
they
really
generally
nice.
have a tie to the area as well,
Yeah.
don't they? I wouldn't say it's like people don't just randomly discover it during that
Sure.
for their holiday. And they might base a trip out to the area around them.
Yeah.
Starting to have that. So we do.
But generally,
2,
the
3 and 4
4-day
day
courses
ones.
is kind of what we find works. A Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday off because of kids.
Yeah.
Thursday, Friday.
Okay,
So yeah, we are kind of catering more for
that's really
the
cool.
And then
locals.
through the season, the sessions, we add in some like more specific sessions, like for bumps or for steeps or.
Did a lot of steep sessions this winter
Yeah,
in
the steep's
Chamonix,
really
which is really popular.
Yeah.
And then Ali and I run
And
a ski
touring.
touring. We're always running ski touring weeks. We ran an intro and an improvers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
They were 2
and we
days
ran
each,
that
that was
between
quite
Chamonix and then we brought everyone over
Yeah,
this way.
so we tried to do
Well, we walked
both.
quite far.
Sham's
to
actually
get
not
to-
very
I was
good.
going to say, yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Everyone's like, why are we going from Sham to Morsey?
But it was great.
Again, it was a
No,
good
but we got
adventure.
amazing spring time.
Yeah, and then we've run some ski touring refuge trips.
And then overnight hut trips.
We ran
Yeah.
2 this year, which are always so popular, and everything
Which are
just gets booked up
guide.
really
That's cool.
quickly.
Which are guide led, like female mountain guide led.
And you do cross country also as well.
Yeah. So we've got someone in Shan Valley doing cross country. Lindsay does
Lindsay
that.
Cannon, yeah.
We've had Tanya doing it as well, and that was super popular in COVID winters.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the only thing everyone was
Course,
doing it.
Yeah, yeah,
Everyone
yeah.
you can get kit, and it was
Yeah,
brilliant.
and the
So
snow
and
was
then
good.
it stuck. People are still doing it. So I'd say a bit. I say there was a massive jump in people wanting to do that, and it's kind of leveled off now because the people that.
Yeah, we tend to run it December
That's
and
December,
January, and then the snows.
Yeah.
That's it, really.
gets a bit too fluky.
Yeah, so a real mix really. And in the summer we're about to launch that
Launch
next
the
week.
bike.
So we've got
Biking.
mountaineering, climbing, trad climbing, and then Ali's going to be running quite a programme of bike skills
like
stuff.
mountain bike.
Okay.
And we're
Andy
about
bike
to
skills
work with
and-
a company called Peppermint Cycling Gear.
Right.
Who are women's
who are a
bike
women's bike kit from
Okay.
Canada, and they've just opened a shop in Chamonix.
Nice.
So we're going to be doing a lot of rides from there, doing
Yeah.
pop-up things for them outside the shop,
Cool.
and then going
with
for
some
rides.
with mechanical things. That's the
Yeah,
because often people are scared of touching their bikes.
or they
They
get a
run
flat
like
tire, they
people.
don't want to know
Yeah.
what to do.
So it's
Or every
again,
time they touch
it's
it,
the
they break
giving the
it, like me.
skills.
Yeah.
It's giving people the skills,
Yeah.
the knowledge, and therefore the confidence to be
Yeah.
more autonomous, be more independent, and
Yeah.
Yeah,
People.
it's just nice for us to keep the energy going in the
Yeah.
summer. Quite often, initially we kind of stopped it and just did it in the winter, and then
But
we
we're
kind of
trying
thought
to-
actually everyone wants.
Why not, right?
yeah. and
Especially if you've got
it's
the people living year round.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
want a
exactly.
regular meet up. They want a regular. If you know you're going to bike with the Women's Mountain Club next week, then it's just nice that you've
Yeah,
got.
you
even
know
for
that
us,
you're going to do it.
You know, we
And
know we're
we're-
going to bike together
Mm.
every other week, which
Yeah.
is really nice. And the
Yeah,
same with the climbing and the mountaineering. Quite often, girls maybe wouldn't mountaineer in the summer, but yeah, we're running
Opening
trips
it
and
up.
running hut trips as well in the summer. So it's just loads of fun,
Yeah,
fun
it's really
adventures.
And it's also super cool for us to get to work together and with other female instructors and guides. I think I develop girl crushes on all the female
Yeah,
guides
pretty
because they're so cool. It's just really cool seeing that kind of job, which you think is a male dominated industry, quite a masculine. Often there's quite a lot of egos in it, and
I can imagine, right?
when you see the approach that the female guides have, and they've obviously it's been really hard for them going through it all, but now I think we're all getting to a point where that ego doesn't have to be there, and
Yeah, and also they're from all different
It's a real
nationalities. We
level
make sure
playing
we've got
field
French guides, Swedish,
Yeah.
American, Slovakian.
Yeah,
we've
it's
got
really
a whole
cool.
mix. It's really lovely. I mean, we just love going along and learning from
learning
them as
stuff
well.
too.
Sure.
And I would say every session with
It's so
that,
different.
especially with the ski touring stuff that we do and all the guide led stuff, someone in the group has questions about dealing with periods and stuff and how you deal with all that out on the mountain and things that just would not get voiced if there was a guy there.
That might
It's
be
a
the
shame.
first mention of that.
I know. We
Yeah, I
don't
know.
know.
Series, no one's
It's really
mentioned that.
important
It's true. though.
how, especially with like when you're on a glacier and you've got a harness on, what do you do?
Yeah.
I mean, it's,
Yeah.
and how I was super interested to hear how the guides dealt with multi-day hut to hut touring, or actually climbing when they're not in huts. You see all these people doing spending 3 days climbing a big face of something, and you're on a portaledge and you're sleeping up there or whatever.
Yeah.
And if it is that time of the month, how do they deal with it?
Yeah.
And that, stuff like that wouldn't be voiced if there was.
No.
You can't ask a male guide.
Probably wouldn't know. I don't even know how
A
you.
lot of awkward moments.
Yeah.
But that, I would say, when we do touring, when we just do our intro to touring and other things, that it always gets talked about. Not necessarily them, just people asking us what we do. It's just a topic of conversation while you're trundling up the hill, and it's that shared knowledge.
Perimenopause.
Oh yeah,
So
that's
it
the
all
new.
comes
That's,
out.
yeah, it comes out quite quickly, and that's, I think, what people get loads from that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's certainly never been mentioned to me.
Oh really?
Yeah.
You can imagine why, right?
Yeah.
I do plenty of kind of female lessons, but none of that's come up ever. But you could totally understand why.
Yeah, but that's what we love about that. We create that environment
all the
for.
time.
Yeah. Literally within 5 minutes.
It's on the first chairlift, probably. It's part of the.
Yeah. I'm on a bit of time pressure.
Yeah.
It's 12:15. I've got one last question for both of you, and then you can tell me where we can find out more information about Women's Mountain Club. With regards to going through, climbing the greasy pole of the ski instructor systems, what advice would you give to women who are just starting out on that journey with a goal to getting towards the end, getting to the end of it? You've both been through it.
Find a training buddy.
Yeah, find a team.
Find a little team. Put in a team around you, and don't be scared to be selfish of that. Which I think.
Yeah, like you said from the start.
Yeah.
Kind of, we started together, now we've created.
Well, I don't think we did start together.
Well, we went through the journey
We
together,
went through
and
the
now
latter part of it together,
we've
and it was definitely
made work. It's kind
More
of a dream kind of job to be able to.
It definitely became more enjoyable once you'd met a few other girls going through the system. That you could just be like, "Oh, Rachel, you got a tampon?" I'm going to mention it, so it's been mentioned in your.
Like 20 times now.
Yeah, but it's so important.
I mean, relatively speaking, if you've got serious ambitions about going through the system, level 1 and 2 is just kind of like gimmies, right? Like you just attendance based, more or less. Is it important then? Are you saying that as you go further and further up the pyramid, it's then more important to have like-minded people supporting each other as you go further up, and everything starts to get slightly more difficult? Slightly.
Yeah.
In some cases, a lot more difficult.
Yeah. Definitely, I think. And prepare your body for the stresses that will come. Because they will, and I think I think there's the potential for us to have more serious injuries because it's generally harder to build muscle mass and to do that part of it, to build up some strength, which you do need some. I know I said you do, it's not the be all and end all, but
You need some, right?
you need some.
You do have to kind of live like an athlete, it's a huge focus, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think the other thing about it is you have this, they talk about this kind of thing like dad strength, right? Where you can just pick up a 20 kilo kid like this and walk around with it or whatever. It's just
Mum
no
strength.
or mum strength. Same big deal, right? You have that within you because you're kind of conditioned to it. If you're a young racer and you've been racing all your life, your body gets conditioned to skiing at a high level. But I think specifically with people that come in to say something like Basie, or you're coming in as like a life changer, you don't have those 15 years of like relentless skiing all conditions, not thinking about it, just doing it. And that builds a certain amount of inbuilt strength within your joints.
I think
muscles.
as well, I was thinking about this. I think young boys, as in children, boys, will be used to just kicking a ball around or playing around, or and you just gain loads of little skills doing things like that. And definitely, if I think with my brothers, they were always playing around doing stuff, and I wasn't. I wanted to go do a proper thing. Like again, it comes back to bikes. I wanted to go ride my bike in the fields and go on a bike ride, and they wanted to do wheelies and skids on the driveway. And there's actually you learn a lot of skills doing little piddling around stuff, not just going skiing or not going on some big thing. And so I would say, again, learning all those little things, ollies and nollies and bits and bobs, actually you learn so much more doing that. And I still think, I feel like I need to do more of that still. So have those little feelings and changes rather than just going, right, I'm going to go training, I'm going to go through Basie, so I'm going to train, I'm going to do short turns and long turns. Actually that gets you through Basie, but that's not skiing in real life. Skiing in real life is just going skiing, isn't it? And being adaptable.
We often say that, don't we? Mileage. Just go and get.
Well, you see what the kids do when they're on their own. They're
around with
dicking
it.
around in the trees, doing all sorts of stuff, right? They make
a mix of skiing.
Not needing to have getting every turn perfect or just right. I feel like that is a tendency.
Well, that is a thing that we do to kids these days. They do structured sport. They don't there's no unstructured play. It's just like, no, just go outside and amuse yourself.
Yeah.
That does not exist for a lot of kids anymore.
No.
And that is where you learn, So
But we are lucky in the sense that
we are lucky, for sure.
We're, bringing kids up in this environment that.
Yeah.
And I feel, this is also what I was thinking for teaching skiing, especially it costs a lot to go through Basie, it takes time and commitment and lots of money. And so that has to come from somewhere, and I definitely feel like it was a lot easier for male colleagues to pick up labouring work, odd job work where they were going to get paid reasonably well, but it was flexible or whatever, to fund things. And I found it much harder to pick up bits and bobs of work in the mountains, in the valley, to fund it in the same way. So I think you've got to look at it rather than just looking at it going through Basie. Look at it it's part of what you're doing with your life, and you've got the winter's going to last 4 months if you don't do back-to-back winters. So that leaves you 8 months that you've still got to
for sure
do something. And pay bills and live and hopefully do it in an enjoyable way. So try and look at it more globally.
Rather than it kind of
in a big
dominating
picture way.
Your whole life. You do see that with people coming through the system, and you can see the stress that because they've invested so much time and money, and they're not they haven't made it, they haven't done it.
So
and it is just having that real kind of just living in the mountains, getting mileage, getting loads of different skills, doing loads of different stuff,
which all helps.
Yeah.
And then that enables there to be less pressure on you for exams and for that, but also it means it is more sustainable in the long run, because it's not like you get to the end of Basie and then what am I going to do with my life now? What's next? You've got a year-round way to earn a living and to live in a good way, not just obsessed in a whole way.
And just otherwise it takes enjoyment of skiing away, doesn't it, sometimes when you become so stressed.
Massively.
Where do people find out more information about what you guys do?
We've got a website.
Tell me.
womensmountainclub.com.
Okay.
And people can sign up for a newsletter there, which we have finally organised enough to
Yep.
be doing.
Okay.
Neve, our wonderful girl in charge who does all our admin digital stuff,
Yeah.
she puts newsletters out every couple of weeks.
Okay.
Maybe
One's
every
about to go out next week for the summer programme.
Nice.
And also Trivinia, our November course. Tune-up week, so that'll be coming out soon as well. Otherwise, we're quite active on Instagram, on Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we always put announcements on that. We also have our WhatsApp group, which is a
Yes.
community kind of social that everyone can connect in some
cool.
way if they want to meet up for a ski or meet up for a climb, whatever's going on.
There's a tennis group going on.
We've got a
now,
tennis.
which is cool. Like that's initiated by someone
else, which is so wonderful.
Brilliant.
That's
So, yeah,
so
that's
cool.
yeah. But I guess website's the first port of call.
Yeah.
You can find us on
Okay.
Instagram and
Well, I'll link all that in
Get
the
in touch.
description and stuff. So,
Yeah.
and make sure that everyone sees that. Thanks
you
for having me.
Thanks for
Thanks for
having us
coffee.
on.
having us.
It's going to
Yeah.
be great. And I think there's some amazing insight into this. I think it's going to be a brilliant podcast.
Oh,
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
thanks.